I'm feeling all festive today. It is.
Yes.
We're getting close to Christmas now, Harrie.
I want for Christmas Day.
Okay, look at them. If you're watching on YouTube,
guys on here.
we blew the budget on our Christmas decorations.
Yeah.
That was
we went crazy.
yeah, we did. Hello, welcome to In the Lobby podcast here at Guild HQ. My name's Ian. This is Harrie, and we have got a guest making her debut. Now, we've had some esports presenters on the show before, but none in Amsterdam covering one of the most famous games in the world. It is Daisy Powers, aka Damp Towel. Damp Towel, I would need to know more about that. Let's give her a round of applause. Daisy, how are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. How are you guys?
We're doing okay. Yeah, we're not doing too bad. It's like we've been traveling everywhere.
Yeah.
Ian's been, well, I haven't been traveling. I've just been to Australia for 3 weeks just to have a nice holiday. But Ian has been
pretty cool.
everywhere working his butt off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is like our first time back in the office, I guess, officially. And you're here to join us, so it's perfect.
Look at us. Who would have thought?
Gonna
The three
learn.
of us, cuties, just chilling.
I love the fact that we're called cuties. No one's ever called us cuties before. Thank you.
Yeah, you can come again.
Yeah,
You
I
can
was
come
going to say,
again,
we'll have
Daisy.
you on more often.
Bro, I wish I could be there, but unfortunately, like, it's not like I didn't want to. I'm just... The truth is, I'm an AI. I'm a very sophisticated I exist solely within the confines of this computer.
The truth is coming out now.
Guild, figure out the technology. Maybe I can come as like a holographic costume
hologram.
figure.
Oh my God,
Like,
imagine.
come meet everyone. But until then, I exist as Digital Daisy.
Digital Daisy, I like
love
it.
that.
Daisy, I've got to ask, before we get into everything that you do, Damp Towel, your alias, I'm a bit scared to ask. Where did that come from?
Nowhere. I literally, so many people have asked me
Word
this, and I
generator.
don't have a good answer. It's literally just two words I thought sounded good together, and I needed like a name on Steam that people would know was a girl. So I was just like, "Damn, towel sounds good," and that's it.
That's hilarious
It's not
because
a
like
very
that,
interesting story.
it reminds me of, I don't know if you two might be a bit too young to remember, but like when you first got Xbox Live, right, on my Xbox 360, you would go to get your gamertag and it would just throw together two random words.
Yeah. That's kind of what it's
Definitely.
like.
My name has that vibe.
Like, I don't know, like
For sure.
Lost Kitchen or something. I'm like, I don't want to be Lost Kitchen. But that's the
kinda
sort of
cool.
thing you've got there, Daisy. I like it.
Thank
You
you.
know,
Wow, that's such
I
a good
always do
compliment.
that
I'm an
when
Xbox Live username.
Whenever I play like a fantasy game and I go to name a character, I always go on like a name generator on the internet
Yeah.
and just like pick a random one that I think sounds good because I'm just not creative at all when it comes to coming up with names. Apparently you are though, Daisy, because Damp Towel is fantastic.
Oh my god. Also, ChatGPT, pretty good. Pretty
Oh
good.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
true
yeah.
actually.
So-
Don't need to use name generators now.
Daisy, tell us about yourself. So I've already said you're an esports presenter. I know you do a lot of interviewing, especially when it comes to like the world of CSGO. Like for anybody who's meeting you for the very first time here on the podcast, let them know who you are.
All right. Well, for those who don't know me, I am Damp, Big Damp for my friends. I do a lot of interviews, a lot of content. I do hosting, interviewing, presenting, all around just camera lady. And yeah, that's what I'm about. Esports.
I love it.
Fantastic. So I guess I'm going to jump straight into it because I've always said on this podcast that like doing things like presenting and hosting, anything like that, scares the life out of me. So how did you get into doing this and how did it become something that you enjoy doing?
Well, it's a hard question. I guess like it wasn't the path I wanted or I thought I would go down, you know, but so here's how it started. I found I've been gaming my whole life, and then one day over COVID, I found esports, and I was like, this is sick. Like, I want to do this. And yeah, you're scared, right? Because you've never done it before, but if you don't do it, you're never going to do it So I just decided to try it, no experience, and started talent managing a few of my friends, and like logistics, overseeing events, learning the ropes of what it takes to be a great talent. And then deciding that that's what I want to do for myself. And all you can do is really just throw yourself into it, like, even if you're scared, because, like, then you'll never do anything that you want to do. And that's how I'm here. I just kept making content. I kept being here. So that's, yeah.
No, that's actually bang on. It's like, I kept being here. Like, we've talked to a lot of people.
Straight up.
And I know that in streaming, it's the same sort of thing, right, Harrie? Consistency is everything. If you want to try and do this sort of a profession, if you want to try and make it a consistent part of your life. You can't just do one and go, oh, that didn't work. Because like you can put out the best video ever, Daisy, right? And that's not enough.
Yes. Well said.
No, thank you. I just wanted a
She's
clarification.
Clearly
there.
never put out a
Yes,
bad
yes.
video. That's just what we learned from that. But no, I fully agree with that. I feel like, I don't know, yeah, with streaming you have to like be there all the time. And I guess the same with presenting and stuff. It's like, I feel like social media and everything, like advertising yourself is so important to presenting. Because people aren't going to necessarily find out about you or know what you do unless you've done loads of events. And it's not like you can really like fake making videos and just putting them up. Like you have to be like talking to people and presenting and
you
hosting.
have to want to do it yourself.
Exactly,
like, you're not going to do it if you don't want to do it. I feel
it's
like...
I feel like, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Like having that, we've spoken to people before and I'm like, how do you like get so much knowledge on the game? That's one thing that absolutely blows me away. Is I don't think I know any game, even games I play all the time. I don't think I know any game well enough to like host it or like talk to people within the space and like know exactly what to say to them or like have a really decent conversation. So did it take you a long time to like learn about, I guess, some of like the pro players and the pro scene and everything like that? Because that like blows my mind. That seems so complicated.
So here's the advice I'd give to people who just want to start making content but aren't really like in esports yet. Because I was at that stage. I was like a single player gamer for a while and I just found esports and I was like, I want to talk about gaming. How do I do that? Literally, I just say reach out to everyone and anyone you can. Like get as much resources as you can. Start watching games. Like, all I did for the first, like, year was watch Tier 1 CS for, like, the entire time. And I just studied the game, and I studied, like, how the pro scene worked and, you know, how Counter-Strike works in a professional sense, in a competitive sense. And I don't think I know anything remotely to what I should know to be, like, a professional host for, like, Counter-Strike. But the point is, you still want to insert yourself, even if it's in the sense of just talking to them. To pros, talking to the people in the scene, and that already just helps you get a better sense of like what the scene's about. What I do mostly is like I just get pros on and I just talk with them and I like talk to them about the things they like personality, and then throw in some Counter-Strike questions in there, and that helps me and that helps them. You know, it's just I think it doesn't have to be just about the sport. It can also be like about the people in esports. And I think that's a huge element to esports that's not like focused on enough. And
come on. Preach. You're absolutely bang on. I think there's a real tendency across the board to get too caught up in, you know, the formalities of it all. And I think that interviewers like yourself who like, what I love about you is you've obviously got a big personality and you like to bring that into your work, right? So you can use...
we're all big personalities. That's the thing. Everyone in esports is so like full of life and so much full of fun. And I feel like we just need to, I don't know, I want to focus on the people in esports. They're so cool, you know? And we don't talk about them enough. They're such big personalities, like you said. It's just, I don't know, we're missing out.
Yeah, and I think the questions that you ask, you know, getting to know them behind the game, like the sort of things that make them tick when they're not, you know, behind the screen and doing what they do for a profession. That's the stuff that people love. You want to know what their favorite foods are or what, you know, like the silly things that make people tick, right?
Just regular stuff, you know, like we're all people in esports, but we all love esports. You know, that's what we share. It doesn't mean we only have to talk about esports.
Yeah, I think that's something so important, especially with the podcast we do too. It's like we wanted to make this podcast, I guess, focused around gaming. But what was important to me is like we also have discussions and conversations about like the real world or what people like doing for fun, or just because I think, especially in esports too, now that it's got so much bigger. And with the internet, it's becoming like way more mainstream. Esports players and personalities have a lot more fans now that it's becoming more and more popular. And those fans probably want to know way more about the players than just having discussions about esports. And I'm sure the players too kind of get tired after a while of just being asked the same esports oriented questions. And they might be like, I want to talk about something different. Like, I want to talk about myself. I want to talk about this. So it's a great thing that like you're bringing that into the space and making it so you're like a fun outlet where people can go and learn more about players
This
and
is so
not be
cute.
bombarded.
Like, my heart's so full right now. Thank you. Honestly, like, that's so nice. I love just creating a fun experience for the person I'm interviewing. Like, I want them coming out of this who always like, and they always just say like, that was so much fun. Like, that was so unlike any interview I've ever had. And that's the goal, you know, like, is to make them go, that was a good time. I wasn't expecting that. Because, you know, what are we doing for otherwise, you know? It's just a fun time.
So did you, before you started working with CS, was it a game that you played frequently? Or was like, what do you play outside of this? And how did you get into CS? There's so many questions I want to ask.
Okay.
How did you get into CS?
So,
let's put that first.
You know, like any girl growing up in the 2000s, I loved video games. And, you know, it was so common. And, yeah, for real, for like a large part of my life, I was playing single-player games because it would be really weird. You know, people would be weird. And it's getting a lot more normalized now to be a girl in esports. A lot of the female players I've been talking to also like have that sentiment, so it's nice in that sense. But it took me a long time to get into like any sort of multiplayer games like Counter-Strike. And Counter-Strike was like the first one that really clicked for me, that I was like, this is the game I want to do. I never like had friends that would introduce me to Counter-Strike before that. I like the only reason I got introduced to it was like because of my friends that I met through esports, actually.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It feels like I wish I got like the chance to play it earlier, but you know, it is what it is. Everyone gets to play at their own time.
Do you play it a lot now?
Yeah, I play almost every day.
Wow.
CS2's popping off, right?
CS2 is so much fun. Like I know like there's a lot of CS2 hate right now, or like, I mean, whatever, but I loved it since the minute it came out. I was like, this is sick. We get a whole modernized version of the game that I love with modern graphics. The longevity of the game is now like extended by at least another decade. Like people have jobs for another decade. That's amazing, you know? And there's going to be a whole new opportunity for new gen to come into the game. Like I didn't get the chance to. I think it's huge. Like I think CS2 is so much fun.
I think it's really cool. I think it's a really good example for other games to look at, because I think some publishers and developers get a little bit scared to bring out like a second version of their thing. Yeah. You know, like it's not like Fortnite where you can just keep updating it and updating or whatever. Yeah. I think it was such a big play, and I think, you know, it went crazy when it was announced that CS2 was coming out. Like everybody I knew was talking about it. Yeah. And, you know, people don't always like change, but you've got to do it. You've got to take risks sometimes. And exactly. The people who maybe don't like it right now, I'm sure will grow to love it in the future, right? And the thing is, if you don't like it, like, you just get left behind. I don't feel like there's a choice at that point. It's like you either get with it, like with the world, everything changes, everything is adapting all the time, with AI, with everything. And if you don't get with it, you just get left behind. So there's no point in being negative about it. I feel like negativity is kind of like an addiction nowadays. You just have to try and be positive and enjoy it, because then you will get fun out of it. Like, there's no fun saying it's shit. Like, I don't know. Yeah. That's true for a lot of games. I feel like... Same with, like, I play a lot of Overwatch, and the same with Overwatch 2. Like, when it came out, people were just, like, so negative about it. And it's just like, okay, like, great. Like, if you don't like the game, no one's forcing you to play it. Like, you can just move on. But I wanted to ask, actually, as someone that doesn't come from, like, a CS background, not really a game I've ever played, it's still extremely popular. Like, I stream on Twitch, and it's always one of the top played games all the time. And the game is still... I know there's been different versions of it with... Before CS2, CSGO was the most recent version of it, right? What has made it such, like, a long-standing game, do you think? Why has it just still remained popular throughout the years? Honestly, the real answer is probably just because it has the perfect video game formula. I think it's just the perfect video game, in my opinion. I'm sure other people have different opinions, but in my opinion, I think Counter-Strike is probably like the purest, best game there is. And I think that's like the secret. It's just so pure. The essence of Counter-Strike is just simple. You get it done, and like the graphics won't change that. It's the essence of Counter-Strike that is what keeps people playing for years. 100%. I think once you nail the mechanics of a game like that, and it's like you can bring out other people can bring out their versions of it with, you know, different abilities or different whatever goals and whatever else, but it's like, for me, I always go back to GoldenEye, right? GoldenEye on the N64 was like the first ever real first-person shooter that just like nailed the mechanics. I wish that could have lasted as long as CS, because I'd still be playing it now. But CS just got it right, and like, that's it. Just, once you get, if you love CS, that's all you want to play, right? That's just it.
It's easy to play, but really hard to master, I think. That's like the sentiment where a lot of people come from. So they want to put the time into it to get really good. But for the casual player like me, like, I'm not that good. I started playing really late. But I still love it because it's just simple and fun. And, like, you get to play with friends. And I don't know. It's a good time.
Daisy,
it's as simple as that.
I agree. But your lovely bedroom where you are right now, that is in Amsterdam, right? So you're Netherlands-based, but your accent doesn't sound like it. So tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from?
Well, Ian, I am from California, and then I moved all over the world to London, now here to Amsterdam, where I am finally settled.
Was that were you studying, or were you just like, did you just leave home and just try?
I was just hanging out. I was just doing some talent management, just hanging out, figuring out the esports scene. You know, a lot of it is based in the UK, which I think is really cool, by the way. And I got a lot into, like, UK CS, UK esports. And, like, from there, that's where my journey started. So I think, like, England was just a really fun change of pace. This is going to sound weird, but I never really felt like there was, like, an esports scene in America growing up. And, like, other people will dispute that. They'll say, like, no, like, there is, but not where I lived. And I don't know, it was a really new thing for me to move to to visit the UK for a while and be immersed in that. You know, it was really fun.
Did you like London?
Yeah, I loved it. Like, I really liked London, but my fiance, he was just like, he's always on alert. He's always like, where's my phone? Like, give me your phone so I can keep it for you and keep it safe. And I'm just like, what do you mean? This is great. Like, I'm so naive. I don't know. I just don't think I can exist in the ecosystem because I'm too naive. But I do love it. Like, the city itself is great.
Can we talk about your fiance, Jackie, right?
Yeah, Jackie Esports.
Jackie Esports. So Jackie is one of my favorite casters, like, ever.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so like
that's so cute. I'll tell him you said that.
Yeah, well, we've only ever really worked together like a handful of times, but like he's very, he's like a real linguist. Like, he's almost like poetic with his the way. But it's all off the top of the head. Like, he's a real unique cat. Like, in the way that like he'll just go on like this. I don't know, this splurge of just rhyme but articulate description of what he's seeing. So he's he's obviously big into his CS content creation as well as the work that he does in it as well. So like, you must be a CS house that you're living in, right?
We're always making stuff. Every day we're making stuff. Like, we're always busy. We're always making CS content. And when we're not doing that, we're playing, like, word games. So we like to do a lot of, like, rapping at each other. We like to... Fun.
You want to spit some bars right now?
Like, our vocabulary.
Oh,
we could. Straight up. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Spit some bars.
Go on. You can start. Go for it.
What, should we go back and forth?
Sure. Okay.
I'm not getting involved.
All right. I'm just going to do one line, and then you pick up the line, and then we go back, and I hit a line, and you pick up a line.
Okay. Fun. Go on.
All right.
I'm amazed.
We're chatting with Daisy. She's chilling in a bedroom.
This is my set, not a bedroom.
I like that.
Okay, so it turns out that when Jackie and Daisy do this rapping, you don't need to rhyme. You can just say the same word back to each other. Is that how it works?
Okay, here's the secret to rapping. You don't have to rhyme.
That's true.
I agree, yeah.
You just say words, and eventually they just sound good. That's how it works.
Not that I'm a professional at rapping whatsoever. I genuinely don't think I could string two words together. But I do agree. I think a lot of people, when they, like, if I was to try and freestyle, I'd be like, oh, I have to rhyme.
Yeah.
You actually don't.
I think you do. I mean, I'm a big hip-hop fan. Like,
I feel like we all have the rhyme within us, you know?
Okay.
You just gotta, like, let go of that, what's it called? Pretension of being like, I can't do it. And then once you do it, you can do it.
I wish I had that confidence.
It's like a skill.
I hope that on Eminem's next album, he just puts out 12 tracks with 0 rhymes in it. It's just him talking. Just spoken word with Slim Shady. I'm here for it.
Have you ever heard Jackie rhyme? I don't think so. Like, it's all just spoken word, straight up.
that is true.
Poetic rapping.
Yeah, tell us about, like, you know, just back to your interview style and, like, you know, how quirky
Back
you
to
are
my
with
interview.
it all. Yeah, I want to go back to it.
Yeah, I want to know.
Quirky. Oh my.
Your
okay.
videos are very fun.
Yes.
How did you get into like, I guess, yeah, how did you get into like owning your style when it comes to videos? Was there like, is it something that you like built up over time, or you just went straight into it and you like had the confidence straight away and you're like,
right
yeah.
into it, honestly. Like, so I did a couple of jobs in a couple of different places where I had to like be a presenter. I don't really want to mention like the names. I don't know if like the legality of it, but basically I was told a lot of times I don't sound like a host. I don't sound like a presenter. I don't, I'm too quirky. I'm too fun. I'm too energetic. And like, you know what? I just really leaned into that. Like if you have something, you just got to go full in. And I think that's just what I did, but for myself. And like once you do something for yourself, it kind of just falls into place, you know, all the pieces.
You know what's sick about that? So like when I started out as a journalist, and as you can probably tell, I don't sound like Jackie. I think Jackie, whereabouts is Jackie from in England?
Sorry?
Where is Jackie from in the UK?
Oh, I think like South London.
Yeah, South London, yeah. So like my accent's from the north. It's I guess we say it's like Marmite over here. You either love it or you hate it. But like for years, people I worked with were like trying to get it out of me, and I always was like, nah, this is how I sound. I'm sticking with it. And I think a big part of, you know, becoming anything in something that you want to do, you got to be, like Daisy said there, you got to be true to yourself. And
yeah, exactly. You got to be firm in who you are.
that's it. And like personalities are what people like more than anything else. You know, you can know everything you want about a game, or like you can be, you know, super articulate, whatever. But if you don't show like who you are, and it's the same with streaming, right?
Yeah.
People want to know you, not a version of yourself that you present out there because you think it's going to work better.
Yeah. I think it took me a while to get to that point when I was streaming. That's why I was kind of asking, because when I sit down and record YouTube videos now, because YouTube isn't my format, I find it so hard to like fully let my personality out. But when I'm streaming, that's when I feel like the most 100% myself.
Yeah.
Because I can just talk a load of crap. I know that that's what people are watching for. Like they're watching for just the random moments and random outbursts, and not like such a scripted like way of saying things.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I was asking how long it took you to kind of like get comfortable with your style, it's because I know when I sit down and record YouTube videos now, like I think if you sat down and tried to record like a YouTube video for your own channel, you would probably have to like do a few takes before you properly got into like your own.
Do you want to know what's crazy?
own
Do you know
way.
what's crazy, right? So like if you put me on a stage, right, I don't think about it. I just go do it. Like, as soon as the director or whatever says cue, I just go out there and I'm just go do my thing. When somebody asks me, oh, Ian, can you record a selfie video of yourself doing this, right? I did one for Red Bull, and I was out on the street, and I must have done about 30 takes. Like, it's a different thing.
Yeah,
Like,
a completely different format will completely change. Yeah.
It's really weird. It's like finding your comfort zone where you feel, you know, happy and confident making content, right, Daisy?
So honestly, and this is going to sound really weird, I feel like freestyle rapping helps a lot with that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I really think like freestyle rapping helps you let go of whatever, you know, is holding you back, saying like, but what if I can't do it? And just lets you be, you know, what comes out. And it really helps you let go of that, like what's holding you back. And I think for me and Jackie, freestyle rapping lets us really help us shine and like help our personalities just be unfiltered. Because I feel like without having like so much experience like rapping and like, you know, putting stuff out just without thinking, I would have a much harder time putting my personality on camera. But because
That's
I like
so good.
practice that skill, it's a skill you have to practice. Now it comes a lot more naturally for me. But there is still things where I'm just like, I freeze up and I'm just like, I don't know how to do this. Like, it's not, I don't know how, it doesn't mesh the same as like interviews, but I feel like for the most part, I'm like, I know what I'm about.
That's so cool. I don't think we've ever had someone come on and say that like freestyle rapping is the thing that's like helped them be more confident in themselves.
It's
or
funny.
like able to, now I'm like, I want to go home and practice freestyle rapping.
Bro,
even
just do it to yourself.
Seriously.
That's how I started. I just did it to myself.
For the last 25 years, me and my brother, whenever we're in a car, we just put on a beat and we freestyle for the entire journey.
Maybe it's something that comes more naturally to some people, because I can't say that that's ever something that's like been in my head to do when I hear a beat. But I don't know, maybe I'll give it a go. But
next episode, right? Producer Pete, we're going to get
yeah,
Harrie to
no,
freestyle.
I'm sick for that episode, Pete. I don't wanna be involved.
Yeah, you are sick at rapping. No,
No,
let's
not
keep going.
sick at rapping. So aside from CS, I really want to know, like, because I don't know much about CS, what games did you like start off playing, and what games do you play outside of CS?
Okay. Well, I play a lot of indie games.
Mm-hmm.
I've always loved an indie game because, single player most of the time. So I play a lot of that. Other than that, play FPS. I enjoy a lot of motorsports, Rocket League, sim racing. I don't personally sim race, but I have a lot of sim racing friends, and I'd love to get into it. So just everything. And I know that everyone says everything, but I really mean, like, everything. Like, I'm into everything.
If you're ever in London, you need to come to Guild HQ because we got sim
Yes.
racing, we got all the games you could possibly want to play. I think you'd like it here.
Yeah, I feel like you would
Yes.
for sure.
Oh my god. Next time, I'll introduce you to my favorite game, Dancing with Your Hands in the Air.
That's your favorite game?
That's my favorite. Oh, so much fun.
I thought she was going to say Dance Dance Revolution for a second. I was like, I'm down for you to show us some Dance Dance Revolution for sure.
I've got another question for you. So we do this with all of our guests that we have on, and it is called survival mode, right? It's real simple. You just have to tell us what was the last video game you played, and then you have to tell us how you would survive if you woke up in that game tomorrow morning.
Okay. Well, the last game I played was Minecraft.
Okay. So you're waking up.
We haven't had Minecraft before.
We've never had Minecraft.
No.
This is new.
That's surprising.
Really?
though.
This
Yeah.
is the first? Wow, I thought it was going to be like
Yeah.
a basic answer. Cool. Okay. Well, how I would survive. First things first, I would punch a tree, instantly break my hand.
Yep.
Then I would
Obviously.
Eat a pig raw and proceed to go underground to find coal to survive the night and make myself a little hidey hole. I think that's it. That's good survivability.
But why?
Chances of survival pretty high.
Why is the first thing that you do? Why are you punching a tree?
Because you have to. That's,
Have you
that's
not
what you
played
do in Minecraft.
Yeah, but-
like to make because you
You gotta
spawn
make a
without any
crafting
tools.
table, Ian.
Okay, so you
So
punch.
you literally have to punch.
That's
the tree
hilarious. I
to
just
get-
thought you were being random. I thought
Or
you
I
just
can
appeared and
keep
punched a
punching,
tree.
Like,
No. She's not just taking her anger on a tree. You have to do that. You have to
I
punch tree.
hate
You wake up with no
nature.
tools.
don't quote me on that.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So yeah, I guess if you woke up in Minecraft, most people would end up with a broken hand.
I'd probably be fine.
That's true.
I just punch a tree.
Do you know what? I'm going to confess I've never played Minecraft before. Sell it to me.
Okay, when
That
I come to
is
Guild, that's the game we'll
surprising.
play. We'll play some Minecraft. We'll do like a little bit of a multiplayer world. It'll be fun.
Yeah,
That sounds
I feel
good.
like that's the best way to play it. Is like a multiplayer world with a lot of your friends because everyone's off like making their own houses and stuff, and you're just chatting to each other. I think that's the best way to play it, to be honest. But
Yeah.
you should give it a go.
Pure vibes.
Yeah.
Daisy,
Good. Oh my god, that'd be so much fun. Yes.
I want you to ask us some of like the questions that you would ask if
Do
you
I
were
get to
doing.
ask you a question?
Do it.
Okay, fine. I'm actually nervous.
Oh my god.
Daisy, you are now the
Okay,
host
are
of the
you
show.
ready for
Welcome.
this?
Yes.
You are not ready for this.
Oh God.
God.
no.
All right. If you were a kind of pizza, what kind of pizza would you be?
Okay, you go first.
I would be.
Oh God. I'm on
um,
the spot.
I would be a hot and spicy pepperoni pizza.
Wow. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I can be a little
Go
bit.
on.
I can be a little bit cheesy, as we found out on this podcast quite a lot. But I
Wait.
cannot. Hey, I can be a little bit fiery. Be a little bit spicy.
alright.
Yeah, and that's why.
I'm trying not to
Love it.
immediately go for like the pizza that I would eat. I'm trying to think if I were a pizza, but it would probably be something
What
plain and
pizza would
boring.
embody you?
No, you're not boring.
I think I'd
Get
go
some
for
pineapple on there.
Yeah, I love pineapple on pizza.
Yeah.
I'd go for something
Oh
with a
my
lot of
God.
toppings because I feel like I have a lot of things I like doing, and I have a lot of like interests
Nice.
and hobbies that I just dabble my finger in a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think I'd be a pizza with just maybe a vegetarian pizza with a load of random vegetarian toppings on it. No,
Yeah, I'm
I'm
down
not a
with that.
vegetarian, but that just has the most
These are.
toppings.
these
What
are good
pizza? I
answers.
want to know what pizza
These are
you would be.
great.
What do you say?
I heard a really good answer from one of my interviewers lately, and I think that's what I would be: stuffed crust pizza.
Oh God.
Why stuffed crust? What's
I
the
know.
reason?
Just a pleaser all around. Enjoy. It's like everyone
Stuffed
loves
crust
the stuffed
pizza.
crust.
That
I
is
love
true.
the stuffed
That
crust.
is true.
It's all good vibes.
I don't think there's anyone that doesn't.
I'm going to put something out there. We're not sponsored by Asda.
Okay.
Asda has the greatest stuffed crust pizza
Asda, really?
on planet Earth.
Interesting.
Bro, I've never been to Asda, and I feel like that's a crime.
It's a super. It's just like a supermarket.
No, but it's a supermarket. It's the best one.
It's about a supermarket as a supermarket can get.
Yes, Tesco, Sainsbury's.
Like, yeah.
Do one.
So
Asda.
that's one of your key
Never
questions.
been into Tesco's either.
I know that you asked.
I have one more, actually.
Okay, yeah. I want to get into them.
Okay.
What's the next one?
What is your favorite gourd of the gourd family? Is it a pumpkin, a squash, a melon, perhaps?
I'm glad you explained what a gourd was because I would have had no idea.
I was about to Google. I was
about to get out my phone for a second there.
Gorgeous gourds.
Okay, so hang on. What is in the gourd family? So pumpkin, squash,
melon.
Yes.
Apparently.
Melons.
melon.
Yeah.
What constitutes?
What is a gourd?
What is a gourd?
It's like a hard shell, right? And it's just a vegetable. It would be in a vegetable medley, I think.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
See what I did there?
I did see what you did there.
I'm going to go.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my
That
God.
was funny. I just got that.
Thank
Sorry.
you. I'm going to go for a pumpkin. I mean, pumpkin.
Oh, I wanted to say pumpkin.
I like pumpkin
Classic.
soup. I like the fact that you can mess around with it at Halloween time. It's versatile. It's a versatile gourd.
Seasonal,
It's seasonal.
festive.
I'm gonna say pumpkin too. Sorry, I'm
That's
gonna
fine.
steal your
Same
answer.
reasons or?
Yeah, they're just cool. I love Halloween and I love October, and I just think like what embodies Halloween and October more than a pumpkin? Like nothing.
That's a good question.
I don't think anything.
Good point. Sorry.
Pumpkin perusers.
But I also want to know how many people do you have to, when you ask that question, how many people don't know what a gourd is? Because I hope that we're not the only stupid ones here.
I only asked that question once, and it was someone who didn't speak much English. So I think that question kind of like flatlined, and like I didn't include it in my interview.
Okay,
But I'm
that's
glad
fine
I got to
then.
ask it here.
Okay, and we also didn't know what a gourd was, so now I've learned
This
something.
is what's great about this
new.
podcast. We're always learning. That's what we're
Who
always
said
learning.
this isn't an educational resource?
Have you got one more for us?
God,
Put you on-
okay.
Gourd. No more
yes.
gourds.
Put her on the spot.
Gourd. What is your favorite mollusk?
What is?
You know,
Here we go. She's obviously
We're
way
really gonna have to
smarter
whip
than
this up.
us. She's
Bro,
so
okay,
much
hold on.
smarter than us.
let me whip out an easier one. Hold on. I have a list of,
No, I feel like I know
crazy
what- I feel
questions
like I've
here.
heard
I have
that
to
word
go
before.
Mollusk.
dig through my
Mollusk.
questions. Hold on, that wasn't a good one. Let me ask
That's
a better
what I
one.
thought. No, that's what I thought.
Oh wait,
it was.
I have a really good one.
Okay.
I
Okay,
have a
give
great
it to
one,
me.
okay?
Give it to me.
How many times do you wash your rice before you eat it?
3.
3 is great. Okay.
Three's
Rice.
the right. I only found this out the other day. My girlfriend told me. I used to wash it once, but apparently, like, it's that dirty that you need to give it at least 3 rinse throughs.
Yes.
I
Till it's
usually
like a clear water.
I don't even do that. I just put mine in a sieve and I run the cold tap and I just swish it
That's also good.
swish it for
Is
about
it?
like 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
You're eating dirty rice.
Ooh, 2 to 3 minutes. That's thorough.
Harry's eating dirty rice.
I'm
putting
not
it out
eating
there.
dirty rice. It's fine. It's completely fine. Maybe a bit of a waste of water, but it is completely fine.
Yeah, that is true.
How much water do you think we're wasting washing rice every day?
God knows. Well, I only eat it probably like once or twice a week, so probably not much on my end. I'm keeping the water consumption down on the rice front. Don't worry, guys.
I eat a lot of
you
rice,
guys
so.
can up it.
Hey, do you know what I love, right? We keep talking about random things and going right back to CS. So I'm going back to CS again. Let's
All
talk.
right,
Let's
come
talk.
back to the esports.
What do you make of Guild Eagles? Like, Bad News
my
Eagles
God.
becoming part of our roster and becoming part of our
Okay.
org. Guild
Let's
Eagles
talk about
looking
the
good,
Guild
right?
Eagles. All right. So, first of all, for those who don't know, I interviewed Devil Walk right before they got signed to Guild, literally mere days before. So that was a huge surprise, and I was so happy for them because they were just talking and they were like, God, yeah, an org would make our life so much easier. They were talking about how much they need an org, and then a few days later, I found out that Guild took them in, and I was so happy. I was like, this is the perfect time to post the interview.
Brilliant. Yeah. It's,
But also, yeah, I reached out and I was like, this is so good for you. Like, I'm so happy. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how they do with the first major around the corner for CS2. This is going to be really, really great.
Ooh.
they look cool, like
It is cool.
I
yeah,
love
it's
the
pretty cool.
Eagles vibe.
They're swooping in. They're ready.
Ooh,
They're ready to swoop.
I'm ready to see it.
swooping in. I love that.
We need some trophies, so let's wax them in the cabinet. Let's see if the Eagles can fly some home. What do you think?
I like it. It always gets me into like new games. Like I wouldn't necessarily be into. I've played CS before a little bit,
Yeah.
But I feel like acquiring a team now that I've got like someone to like root for, you know. So
I love it.
now I'm gonna be more into it for sure.
Yeah, we should do
and they're
watch
the perfect
parties.
team to root for.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
so passionate and such good human beings all around. I love all of the Bad News Eagles. Great team.
Oh, that's
I'm so
awesome.
happy. It's so wholesome.
Great, yeah. Guild Eagles. I know that when the response to it again from like CS fans was sick. Like anytime like a great roster finds an org, like it's always a beautiful thing, especially when it's an org owned by David Beckham. So like Guild Eagles in a good spot. And are you going to say you're a Guild Eagles fan now officially? Is that where you're at?
Obviously, I am the official Guild Eagles girl. Obviously.
Guild Eagles girl.
That.
I want you to
Love
change your
that.
damp towel no more. You're Guild Eagles girl. That's who you are.
My new Xbox Live username.
Shout out to Xbox Live. Listen, Daisy, as we start to wrap this up, this has been so much fun, especially where you interviewed us. I love that.
Yeah.
But
It was such a fun time.
I want to
Wow.
quickly know
Yes.
before we let you go for the day, because like having just discovered your content, I feel like I'm super excited about it because back in the day I used to love watching, like, there was this YouTuber, I think her name was Dex Bonus, and she just put out like a daily segment of like all surrounding gaming news, but her personality was so vibrant and so amazing, and I get that vibe from you. So I want to know, before we let you go, what is the future looking like for you in terms of content creation? Like, is there anything you want to do differently? Is there any other games you want to explore? Like, what do you see the future like for yourself?
Okay, first of all, you're both super cute. Like, what the hell? I'm literally gushing. Okay. Secondly, in terms of content, obviously still keeping up the interviews, looking for more people to interview. But aside from that, I'm going to be more prominent in the scene, hopefully hosting award shows, regular shows, motorsports. Who knows?
nice.
But yeah, I have a lot of directions I want to take myself in 2024, and I'm excited for all the possible opportunities, so it's going to be exciting.
Bring on 2024. Where can we find you? If anybody watching this, listening to this, wants to know
give us
exactly
your
where they can
socials.
get your content, where's it at?
Damp towel, with 2 P's.
Damp towel with 2
All over the
P's.
place.
2 Ps. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking to us. Honestly, this has been such like a lighthearted, fun
Loved it.
time.
Yeah.
It was great to hear from you. You're amazing. You're such a great spirit. So thank you so much.
You are amazing. Thank you guys so much. It was a really, really fun time. I had a great time.
Thanks, Daisy. You've brightened our day. And shout out to Jackie. Tell him he's my faivourite caster. And take care.
I
And
can even get him really quick if you want.
yeah, go on. Go get him. Go get him.
All right, 1 second.
Okay.
All right. Look at this. We're gonna have a Jackie appearance. He normally charges like multiple £1 million for this.
Here, you can stand next to my headphones so you can hear the sound.
Hi, Jackie. I just wanted to say you're my favourite caster as we wrap this up.
Bye-bye.
He's just saying bye. Bye.
Sorry.
Awesome.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No, you're all good. Okay, perfect. Thank
that
you
good?
so. Yeah, perfect. It was amazing. Yeah.
You're
thank
awesome.
You so
Thank
much.
you so much.
No worries. Thank you.
Hey, that was fun.
That was amazing. Yeah.
Almost
I feel
as good
that
as our
lightened
decorations.
up my day.
Yeah. Do you know what? I always like to get like different guests on who's got, especially in esports, who all try different roles and have different visions and different journeys that they're on. It's always so much fun to learn.
Yeah, it was really good.
And we learnt what was it? A gourd.
a gourd.
A gourd is. Yeah.
She kept bringing up these words. I was like, oh, I feel stupid.
Yeah, I was like, I just kept
dumb.
looking at you thinking, do you know? But this is our last episode before Christmas.
Yes.
So we'll be back on Boxing Day.
Feeling
So
festive.
I guess we should say like Merry Christmas and, go eat yourself silly and
Merry
whatever
Christmas, everyone. I hope you guys have an amazing, festive season.
Yes.
And make sure to tune back in for more podcasts I was going to say in the new year, but
Back end of this year
probably
into the new year.
the end of this year, yeah. We've got lots more coming for you, and I hope you enjoy it. And we'll see you again very soon.
Yeah, I hope that Father Christmas brings you what you want as well. So.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This has been In the Lobby. See you soon.
Bye.